Good morning and welcome to Melanie's Minutes, where we discuss a workers' compensation issue by the beach because workers' compensation can sometimes be a beach. Today we are going to talk about the burden of proof required to establish an occupational disease and what steps we should take in order to prove that it does not exist and that it should be disallowed. First of all, it is the claimant's burden, as always, to prove there is causal relationship between their employment and their condition or symptoms or diagnoses. And to start with that, the medical opinion provided to establish that needs to be pretty detailed, and the doctor needs to know a lot about the claimant's employment. A lot of times we get claims for occupational diseases where there is no knowledge of what the claimant does. It's just a general sense of what their employment title is. The doctors typically they don't know how often the claimant performs these tasks that led to the symptoms. They don't know how long they work, what percentage of their job is actually engaging in those work activities, what they do outside of work. It's all really important, and it needs to be essentially established. They need to be able to show that their symptoms and occupational disease is actually related to the work that they are doing. And a lot of times doctors just don't know this. And it's really a case-by-case basis, but sometimes we wouldn't even recommend an IME in those situations because the claimant has the burden. So essentially, if their own doctor is not meeting this burden in order to establish the occupational disease, then we essentially don't want to give the claimant another bite of the apple to be able to now tell an IME the very detailed nature of their job. So it's really something that you want to think about before scheduling an IME. Review the medical. Of course, we would take the testimony of the doctor to see how much they actually know. And this is a tricky one also because sometimes the claimant will then realize that it's not good and they will call their doctor and try to overcompensate for what their medical is already lacking. So there's just a lot of moving parts in an occupational disease claim. You want to really look at the file, look at the work history. Another example is if the claimant's only been employed in this capacity for a month or two, it seems unlikely that they would be able to that should be able to establish an occupational disease. So if you do get any claims for occupational diseases, we would be more than happy to help you. There's a lot of investigation that is necessary to go into those, and we look forward to it. So thank you. Have a good day.